Hi guys, I'm Mike.
And I'm Stephen.
And this is Indie Fanatics, your home for IndyCar content with weekly podcasts and feature videos. Welcome back to the channel, guys, and to the final IndyCar podcast of the 2020 year, season, should we call it?
Yeah,
let's call it one or the other. But yes, obviously Christmas is upon us, so obviously festive greetings to all of you who are watching. Thanks for watching and supporting through the channel's first year of the IndyCar podcast. Today we are going to eke out that last little bit of the 2020 season that we possibly can. We've done a season review, part 1 and part 2. We've done the top 5 winners and losers of the 2020 season. Well, now we're giving a nice positive note, our top 5 moments of it. As you know, if you've watched this channel from the start, this is our first full IndyCar season, being fans of the sport. And, you know, we've absolutely loved it. I mean, it's a strange year for it to be your first year.
Yeah,
certainly.
Bit of an odd one.
Bit of an odd one.
Bit all over the place.
Yeah, because we've watched IndyCar races, Indy 500s over the years, you know, sporadically in terms of that front. But we were like, this year we're committing and we've absolutely loved it. So we wanted to round off with the last podcast of the year, some of our favourite moments from this season.
It's going to be weird not seeing double headers every week.
It is. It is going to be weird. I mean, I'm going to be like... That's
not normal.
One IndyCar race? What? No. But I think Bobby Rahal will be very glad. Yeah. I think he was one of the most vocal ones against it. And it is tough on the team's double headers.
Yeah.
And suddenly you can be in a good position and have a bad double weekend. And it massively affects you. For now, quick roundup of the news before we get into our top 5 moments. Connor Daly has confirmed for the 2021 season that he will stay with Ed Carpenter Racing for the road and street courses, which is basically the F1 IndyCar 2021 season.
Yep.
So congratulations, Connor. It's good to see him back with his US Air Force sponsorship.
It's a great livery, that. It's got like the shark at the front, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Teeth. Yeah.
No, it does. I do like the livery. He is a great livery as well, and obviously a good course. Dalton Kellett signed full-time for AJ Foyt Racing.
Yep.
So that's very positive for him, obviously building on his part-time scheduled rookie. A lot of people thought that, I know from watching David Land, he thought that maybe Roman Grosjean was in there running in that seat. Maybe Roman has held off his decision about coming to IndyCar after that accident for the time being, at least getting himself to kind of think about it a little bit more. As I'll be honest with you, that's one of the most terrifying things, and hearing him talk about it, that he thought that was it. That was his time. He was about to die in like this ball of inferno. Pretty scary for him. So no surprise that he's not taking his next career decision lightly in where he would like to progress. And the last bit of news, because don't think we covered it last time out, is Long Beach is moved to the season finale. Obviously, California having some issues with COVID-19. Being in the UK, we can fully understand this. Being in Tier 4 and basically another lockdown for Christmas. Yippee! Tough times. But thankfully, Long Beach is going to be on the calendar. 2020 was the first season it had missed since its introduction in 1984. If you follow us on Instagram, you would have known that with our feature post that came out last Friday about Long Beach and some kind of interesting stats and facts about the circuit there. I think that pretty much rounds up the news.
Yeah, that's about it. 3 positive stories.
Yeah.
And now a positive podcast.
It's a Christmas positive podcast.
Merry Christmas.
Special. Merry Christmas. If you watched our F1 podcast as well, you will understand why that's a little bit funnier to me and Stephen than you just watching at home going, these guys are enthusiastic about Christmas. Yes, we are. But yes, top 5 moments of the IndyCar season. Now, we're going to let you into a little secret about this, is at this stage of the video, well, actually, everything you've seen we've already done once so far, so we should have really refined points coming up for you guys, because we were on 0.5, we were just rounding off. In fact, we were just about to round off the episode.
Video, yeah, we've done 0.5.
We'd done the 0.5. it had gone, and the camera says error, and then I sort it out, switch it on, and it hadn't recorded the previous however long we'd been speaking about.
2 hours and 58 minutes.
Yes, 2 hours and 58 minutes. No, not that long. But yes, so I hand it over to you, Stephen. You've had a trial run.
Oh,
what is point number one?
I don't know what possibly could be
Moment number one.
Moment number one. Patto first Rosenfist at Road America, race 1. It was probably the best battle for the lead going, well, right up to the end of the race, because I mean it was on the last lap where Rosenfist finally made the move on Patto. It was great. Two guys in their sophomore years, battling it out. Everything on the line.
Teammates now, of course.
Yeah, of course, teammates now. And they were both going for their first win, and Rosenfist just nicked at the end, but it was great.
Yes.
Kept you on the edge of your seat all the way to the end.
Superb end to the race, absolutely was. And a worthy addition to our top 5 moments of the...
Gotta have Patto in there. Unfortunately, he didn't win.
This wouldn't be a top 5 moments if Stephen hadn't have got a Patto Award moment in there. Yeah. It wouldn't have been the case.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was superb seeing those young talents.
He got pole. It wasn't all bad. He did get his first pole.
And also, it was the first race of the season where Scott Dixon hadn't won.
Yeah. It wasn't really a proper IndyCar race.
Who had 3 race wins back to back under his belt at that stage of the season, including the day before winning Road America race 1.
Yeah.
From there. But point 2 for me is we're going to stick on young talent. We're going to stick on fantastic wheel-to-wheel action. And that is the Harvest GP Race 1. Probably my favourite wheel-to-wheel in terms of skill and action throughout the season. Between Colton Herta and Rinus VK. The opening laps between those two were brilliant. Absolutely loved it. It showed, all 4 of those drivers showed that the sport's, next generation is in good hands. Obviously, you've got Joseph Newgarden at the top of the game as well, and those guys. But, we've got a few at the upper end of the career who've done well. They've succeeded. And maybe retirement may be knocking on the door for them in their near future. You don't know, but we've got some fantastic young talent in IndyCar coming through. And it was just such a high level of skill and what was brilliant to see, they had such respect for each other as well. At no point did you think they were going to make contact and this was going to go wrong. But it was there, and I think Colton's final move, wasn't it, of the kind of dart out to then dart back in.
Yeah, it was great.
Quality move. The sold the dummy. The switcheroo on that front. But yeah, fantastic racing from those guys. What a top 2 moments to start off with.
Oh, yes. Moving on to moment number 3, and IndyCar, you can, because of it's very spec series, the grid's very close together, and how the cautions work, you can win from anywhere on the grid in IndyCar, and it's fantastic to see.
Especially in ovals.
Yep. And the best example of that, obviously, this year was Simon Pagenaud winning from last place on the grid to winning Iowa race 1. Incredible. And he's had a difficult season all year because of him struggling with the new aero screen, with how the car handles and everything. But everything came together from him. He's a fantastic driver, still capable of winning a world championship if it all came together. Just wasn't with it this season, but all came together in Iowa. Won from the back, smashed it. Fantastic to see. Yeah,
superb. I mean, it's the exciting race you want to see. And obviously, oval racing, there's that element of being in the right place at the right time and capitalising on cautions that go your way. But there's still the element of skill to get yourself into that position. And Pagenaud, it was the highlight, like we said in our season review, of what actually was a pretty good first half of the season for him. I mean, it tailed off dramatically in the second half of the season. But yeah, that's what he'd been building to. And, at that stage, I believe he was Dixon's closest competitor in the championship.
Well, there we go. Just all fell away.
Point number 4. I'm going to go for a whole race. And it's going to be the season finale at St. Petersburg. Because, one, it's a fantastic effort that we were able to get a street circuit on in the 2020 season with all the restrictions that COVID had brought in place. And obviously, street circuits are the most difficult because they are part-time tracks that are built for the end of the season. And, it was a season finale, 15th year in a row that the title had gone down to the last race. Massively, the odds were against Joseph Newgarden. But it was great seeing the two title challengers work their way up the field together, matching each other every step of the way, with obviously Joseph winning and Scott Dixon coming in third. But even knowing in those last few laps and the chaos that happened in the race and retirements, that at any point, Dixon, and he had some close shaves as well, he could have ended up in the wall and then it would have been Joseph Newgarden's title for the 2020 season. And it's, it had that tense excitement. It had the Andretti meltdown with obviously Hinchcliffe spinning out under safety car. You had Rossi crashing out for the first time in his career from the lead. Colton Herta spinning around just so many times. Like, nobody from Andretti. So many times. It was like twice, but so many times. Bless Colton. But it was like Andretti, nobody wanted to win. Marco Andretti actually having a really good race, looking competitive to get the winner's circle money. And then next thing you know, Takuma's giving him a puncture in his rear right, I think it was, and he's in the wall. And you could just see his frustration. He was like, get me back on track. Yeah. So we can't do it, Marco. We can't do it. And Will Power, another fantastic pole position, and then crashing out from the lead. Then
you had the homeboys, Bourdais.
Bourdais as well. What a fantastic performance from him. And his home GP, well, as much as a Florida race can be a home GP for a Frenchman. But you know what I mean. So it was a great season finale, I thought, on what had been a pretty damn good IndyCar season.
Oh, yeah.
All things considered,
Final point. I'm going to deviate a bit from take 1. Take 2 is going to be a whole new point, kind of. And I'm going to go for the 2 champions of the season at the ripe old age of 40 and 43 of Scott Dixon winning, obviously, the overall IndyCar Championship, and Takuma Sato winning the Indy 500. 2 champions, both 40 plus. It's incredible. It's incredible to see with all the young talent coming through, with the likes of Colton Herta, Pagenaud, Joseph Newgarden, Felix Rosenfist, if you want to check him in there, Rinus VeeKay,
Alex Rossi.
And yet the 2 guys that have won the 2 biggest titles of the IndyCar season are 40 and 43. It's incredible. Takuma's
Will Power with the most pole positions in the season at 39 as well.
Yeah, well, I'm saying 2 champions, so get your willpower out of my highlights.
Will!
But yeah, Takuma, just a perfectly managed Indy 500, making that great overtake on Scott Dixon into turn 1, where most of the race Scott Dixon dominated, but Takuma chose his moment perfectly and ran off and took advantage of the late caution. And then, obviously, Scott Dixon to win the title, just consistent. He had a bit of a wobble around the Harvest GPs and Mid-Ohio, but it was just consistent all season, which clinched the title in the final round.
It's what the Iceman does. Calm and cool under pressure and gets the points that he needs to clinch the titles.
Yeah.
Incredible stuff. It may not be the most glamorous at times, even, with the most high-profile results, but, it's still relentlessly consistent for him. And, hey, but the wonders of IndyCar, a few things or a few cautions that went Joseph Newgarden's way could have completely changed the season.
Yeah.
Certainly on that front. But yeah, wow. What a great season. What great 2 kind of champions. of the year. That Indy 500 win from Takuma Sato really is, and we'll say it plenty of times. He really is Fernando Alonso's biggest fan. He can't wait in 2 years' time at the age of 45 when he claims his third Indy 500 when Fernando Alonso's back after competing for Renault in Formula 1.
It's going to happen.
Oh dear, but what a 2020 season it has been. And in a year where quite possibly racing might not have happened at all, we had a pretty damn good season. Is it the best IndyCar season there's ever been? Of course not. It isn't through there. But we still had some brilliant moments, and I always feel it gives a lot of excitement for the future, especially the young talent really kind of stamping there, but also going, the old dog still got it. And 2021 could be a record-breaking year, or a year of records. Scott Dixon could get enough wins that he goes second all-time on the list of wins. He could equal AJ Foyt's titles record. Will Power could beat Mario Andretti's pole positions record. There's a lot of things that could happen, and if they're both racing in 2022, I think those things definitely will happen. Well, maybe not the AJ Foyt one. Scott, you wouldn't put him past him to equal the record, but Joseph just gets better and better year on year. Arguably, this was Joseph Newgarden's best year in IndyCar, and he didn't win the title. But yeah, incredible stuff to kind of look forward to. But that is it from us today. Like we said at the start, we wish, for all those people who do celebrate Christmas, that you have a great Christmas and a happy New Year. We will be back in the new year with feature videos and podcasts. We've got some exciting ones and a couple of exciting collaborations in the pipeline as well that you guys want to kind of hang around for and go. I believe at this time the video's out. I think we're on 89 subscribers. If you're watching this for the first time, you could get us over the line to 100 before the end of the new year. That would be superb. We'd really appreciate that. It'd be awesome considering I only started the channel about 3 months ago. So that would be really cool. But it's been fantastic, guys. We wish all of you the best of festive periods, and we can't wait to see you in the new year for some more fantastic IndyCar action. If you're new around here or haven't done so already, like I said, to help us get to that 100 mark, Stephen, what can they do?
You can like, subscribe, and ding that bell.
Ding it! So for now, you Indy fans, keep racing!